Hi there, it's Ruth Sherman, CEO and celebrity speech and media coach, but you don't have to be famous to work with me. I was so nervous. No, really super nervous, like I hadn't felt in a long time. So here's the scoop. I attended this event with Suzanne Evans and Larry Winget. Suzanne is my coach, and Larry is a well-known motivational speaker. And Suzanne is a terrific presenter and speaker too. Larry earns $30,000 per speech, and he's been doing it for 25 years. This event was so terrific in so many ways, but what really made it stand out were the activities. These were all learned by doing. So we walked in to register having been warned that registration would take about 45 minutes and to come camera ready. First hint. During registration, we were systematically and quickly shuttled through several activities. First was makeup. I didn't need any of that. Then we were right into a photography line for a headshot. After that, we got in a short line and we were handed a laminated script to review. It reminded me of my old theater and commercial audition days. This was for a quick video, which was fun and frankly a piece of cake. The next 2 days were packed with information and demonstrations. Larry gave his main keynote and dissected it for us to show us how every single word and story was planned. It was fascinating. Suzanne told some amazing stories and they both explained why stories are so important and how to do them. We completed worksheets, we handed them in. Then, the third day and the final evening, right before dinner, we were given an assignment. We were told that we'd be doing a 1-minute speech in front of everyone, and we'd be judged and given a score. We'd be cut off after that 1 minute. So besides the time limit, there were content restrictions that had to fall within certain parameters. So of course I licked my lips and I went back to my room. I had M&Ms and Pringles for dinner and I got to work. Now, I know what you may be thinking. You may be thinking, Ruth, you do this all the time. Couldn't you easily come up with 60 seconds worth of speech? Yeah, I could, and I did. But it also had to fit these content rules, and I always want to get an A. So I reviewed what I had, and I came up with a minute's worth of material. I'll tell you, I wasn't crazy about it, but I felt I only had a short time to review, to polish, to rehearse it out loud, to time it, and then dress up. Oh, forgot to tell you that we had to look stage ready. So as I sat there in that room with everybody, with my colleagues and the judge, I found myself getting more and more nervous. My heart was beating like crazy. I was also ruminating on the content that I wasn't crazy about that I'd prepared. So at the last minute, I decided to change it. I realized I needed something funny in there somewhere, make it more entertaining. So I silently went over a new script in my head. I know I tell my clients that doesn't count as rehearsal, saying it in your head, that is. So I timed it with my smartphone and I said it out loud in my head. And I had said this thing out loud many, many times, so I knew how it would come out. Of course, my turn came sooner than I was ready, and I felt the fog descend. The fog is what I call that out-of-body experience when you're there on stage, but you're not there. It's like you're on autopilot. I was ready. They handed me the mic, queued up the clocks, and just as I was about to speak, Suzanne and Larry walked into the room to observe. Oh my God. The next thing I knew, I was walking back to my seat. Seriously, I had like a mind melt. I really felt like I needed a drink. Now, I got a perfect score, which surprised me because I was so nervous. I didn't feel I was at my best, but because I'm so practiced at this, because it is muscle memory and I have experience, I pulled it off. And as I tell my clients, stage fright is helpful, but only if you're prepared, and having experience is being prepared. So even not my best was better than most. In fact, speaking to a number of people after that, I was surprised to hear that they didn't practice. They went to dinner. They just don't know what it's like or what it looks like on the other side of that experience and rehearsal. So that's my story of extreme stage fright. It was kind of good to feel it again, actually, and it was also good to know that this stuff works. and it can work for you too.